Imagine this. You walk into a room, and within seconds, your eyes meet someone's across the crowd. There's a spark, something electric. But is it real? Or are you just imagining things? Let's talk about chemistry, that magical magnetic pull between two people. What is it really? Is it in your body, your brain, or your heart? And more importantly, how can you tell if it's mutual? In today's episode, we're diving into the science, psychology, and subtle art of identifying signals of mutual attraction. We're going beyond cliches and into the juicy research backed truths that most people think they know, but often get wrong. Let's bust a myth right at the start. Most people think chemistry is obvious, that you'll just know. But according to a 2021 study published in Psychological Science, people are notoriously bad at accurately judging romantic interest, especially in the early stages. In speed dating experiments, participants correctly predicted mutual attraction only about 25% of the time. That's basically a coin toss, so if you're sitting there wondering, did they feel what I felt? You're not alone, and you're not crazy. It's confusing because chemistry is a mix of biology, behavior, and perception. Here's where it gets fascinating. The body often picks up on attraction before the mind does. Heart rate increases, pupils dilate, your voice pitch changes. These are involuntary cues. Researchers from the University of Groningen found that even brief eye contact with someone we're attracted to can trigger a dopaminergic response, meaning our brain starts dripping little hits of pleasure, and it's mutual when both bodies start reacting. One powerful study from Stanford showed that when two people are genuinely interested in each other, their heart rates and breathing patterns synchronize, even if they're just sitting across from each other and not touching. Wild, right? So, what can you actually observe? What are the behavioral green lights? Here are 5 key signals that attraction might be mutual. Mirroring. They copy your body language, gestures, even your speech patterns. This isn't manipulation, it's unconscious mimicry and a classic cue of rapport. Eye contact and the look away. Intense eye contact, followed by a slight smile and looking away, is one of the most universal signals of romantic interest. Open body posture, facing you fully, uncrossed arms and legs, and leaning slightly in. These are signs of openness and comfort. Laughter and teasing, not just laughing at your jokes, but with you, this is the social glue of early attraction. Touch initiation, a light, brief touch on the arm, shoulder, or back. It's subtle, but it speaks volumes. But here's a twist. Context matters. The same gestures can mean different things depending on the situation. So you always want to read signals in clusters, not in isolation. But what if you're wrong? This is a big fear, right? Misreading signs and feeling embarrassed. So let me share this. In a massive survey of over 4,000 people published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, the number one regret in dating wasn't rejection. It was not making a move when the chemistry was there. Here's the thing. Attraction is vulnerable. You can't control someone else's response, but you can learn to read patterns and trust your gut, especially when it's informed by real data, not just wishful thinking. Chemistry versus compatibility. And we need to talk about this too. Just because you feel chemistry doesn't mean you're compatible. Studies show that high physical attraction can cloud judgment, what psychologists call lust-driven optimism. In fact, relationships based purely on initial chemistry tend to burn hot and die fast, unless there's emotional alignment underneath. So here's the rule. Use chemistry as a clue, not a conclusion. Gender and cultural nuances. Did you know that men and women often signal attraction differently? For example, research from the Kinsey Institute found that men tend to use more direct gaze and space-invading behaviors, while women use more eye play, subtle glances, and hair touching. But these trends can also vary wildly based on personality, social context, and even cultural upbringing. So if you're second guessing what someone meant, good. That means you're thinking critically, not just chasing butterflies. What to do with this knowledge? If you notice the signs and your gut says there's something there, lean in. Start a conversation. Ask a playful question. Make space for them to show you their energy. Because here's the truth: mutual attraction is a dance, not a declaration. It unfolds when both people feel safe enough to be seen. And maybe that's the real spark, when you stop trying to impress and start trying to connect. Stick around for next week's episode where we're diving into chemistry killers, the silent signals that turn people off without you realizing. Until then, keep your eyes open, not just for signals, but for genuine connection.